What's up, YouTube? It's 596 from Beyond the Gamer. Back here once again. I got something that's gonna excite a lot of people. A lot of people. Now, as some of you may know, I did make a video on how to speed up your PCSX2 frame rate speed to a full HD 1080p or whatnot resolution, 60 frames per second without any dipping. And there's a big flaw in my video. And I look back and I actually find out to realize, I look back and there's one crucial thing I left out. As you see on my screen right now, I'll drag this for you. This is the Sony PlayStation 2. I renamed it. This is a shortcut, and I actually have a nifty little icon, custom icon there. You can download them at iconarchive.com, I believe. You can have custom icons for your shortcuts, but that's besides the point. This is your PCSX2. You're gonna open this up, and what you're gonna do is this thing I overlooked. A lot of you guys, you're gonna run this based off of my other video, are probably still gonna have some difficulties sustaining steady, fast 60 frames per second frame rate. Because I overlooked a big thing here, and I didn't really give you guys enough information on how to do this the correct way. So, but this time, you guys are gonna get the 60 frames per second full HD that you guys want. And I can't stress that enough. This is gonna do it for you. There's a lot of views on YouTube. They're going like, oh well, you gotta do this and that. You gotta make sure you have the processors and they get into too much detail, and you guys get tuned out. You guys don't want to listen because it's too much information for some of you who may not understand as much computing, and that's okay. That's okay. You just don't know. This is me dumb. You just don't know. So I'm going to have this, and I'm going to show you guys how to get. This is legitimate. I mean, guys, I'm excited about this because I was playing. I was just playing. Once I figured this out, I was playing all my games. 60 frames per second, I was going crazy. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go to config, emulations. No, actually, you're going to config, plugins, BIOS. So, you're going to have all this. Make sure you're going to have Linux, ISO, DVD, whatever. If you're running off an ISO file for your computer, or you're just running straight from the disk. So, don't really worry about that too much now. But this is essential. For me, I have a, let's see if I can pull it up. For those of you who may not know, this is just for reference purposes. As you can see right here, no, that's not right. CPU ID, there we go, that's more like it. Okay. As you can see right here. Oh, man, it feels so good. Okay, alright, see right there. Is the Core i5 processor. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to see what kind of processor you guys have. And you're going to try to match it with this. So you see SSD4 for quad-core processors. So, use it for stuff like that. Because my processor is a quad-core, i5, And so I have it set to this. Now, if you guys don't have a quad-core processor or i7 processor, don't worry. It's fine. You guys can still run it at 60 frames per second. Just put yourself with a dual-core processor. And that's what most computers have now that are not. If you guys don't have like a super high computer, most standard computers, I would say, have a dual-core. So you want to go with that if you guys don't have the i5 or the i7s. So after you're going to go to config. This is essential. You're going to go to config. What you want to do is for the render. With me, I can support Direct 3D11 because I do have a Direct 3D11. But for some reason, I think my computer is running a bit slow for some reason. I don't know why. I think there's some registry errors on my end. A little slower. I don't know why. I'm guessing the plugin Direct 3D11 is not too stable yet for it to work compatible with the new computers, I'm guessing. But this is what you guys do. Go to DirectX 9. It's just as good. It's going to work. It's going to have great high HD graphics. It's going to be just as good. Trust me on this one. I can't stress this enough. Use Direct 3D9. If Direct 3D11 does not work, use Direct 3D9 for me. I usually go with direct 3D11, but just go with direct 3D9 because I think a direct 3D11 is not really too stable, like I said before. But just go with this, and you're gonna be so pleased. You're gonna be extremely pleased. Just go with this. It's extremely stable, and this is my resolution for my particular monitor. I have enabled shade boosting, and you can just have a saturation. I have about 70. Just give it a nice little look to it. Give it, tweak it just a slight bit. Just give it a nice little look to it. Usually blacken it a little bit. Just keep it 50. But anyway, I use texture filtering. I use all that. I use don't worry about that. I usually don't use AVIC texture, so I want to make sure it looks completely HD. After that, you're pretty much good, and then make sure you have your directory, obviously, and apply, and all that stuff. Another thing I want to show you guys real quick, and this show you guys how to configure your pad. And this is for your controllers and all that stuff. And what you want to do, you want to go to pad A, and that's basically what you're going to use when using because you're using pad 1 for your controller. So you put port 1 multi-tab, and then you go to direct input, all that stuff. Make sure you have everything with that stuff. You don't have to worry about that. Just worry about the controller itself. Make sure you have port multi-tab. Port 1A. What you're going to do is you're going to click one. So you want to go for D-pad. Let's say I want to go D-pad up. You press up. Click it. You want to make it left. Go D-pad left. From D-pad translates to my keyboard up, down, and left arrows. All my arrow keys. I'm just going to click it, and I'm going to specify for that. So click and click. So you're going to click the particular function, and then you're going to press the key that you want to assign it to. Simple stuff. For the left analog stick, you want to make you can do whatever you want. Usually, for me, I have a WASD, and that way I can switch around for the arrow keys and WASD. You guys can visualize that in your head. So I have a nice little steady movement with the hands, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you're not really using the right analog stick that much, or I don't really use it that much. But you guys could do, and I will have it look in the description. If you guys want to use your PS2 controller because it is compatible, all you guys have to do is just purchase this little adapter. I'll have a link in the description. You can purchase it online, and you use that instead. You plug it in, and you don't even have to worry about the configuring stuff. It's just run it straight off of the configurations of the original PlayStation 2 controller. Anyway, just to give you an example, I'm just gonna put this stuff in the pad. Square, triangle. I'll have it. I will use something that's in close proximity, so I'll use for square. I'll use H. Cross. I'll use J. Circle. I'll use K. And triangle. I'll use U. Okay, and I'll press apply. Okay. So after that, and that's just for the control aspects. So getting back to what you need you get your 60 frames per second. Trust me, guys, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Disable frame limiter. Dude, this is the devil right here. This is Lucifer. Don't use frame limiter unless you have a super fast processor like I do. But you know what I mean. If you have a super high computer. Don't use frame limiting. If you have a slow computer, don't use frame limiting. You want to get the peak frame FPS per second that you need. But with me, on the other hand, because I have a really good computer, when I don't limit the frame rate, it's extremely fast, and it goes all the way up to 100 frames per second. It just skips all over the place. It goes extremely fast. It's like everything's on speed. So with me, I'm gonna use disable. I'm gonna use don't disable frame limiter. Yeah, don't disable frame limiter, because for me, I have a very fast processor, so I'm not confused. So I'm gonna keep it on. I'll press apply. But this may differ for certain computers, because if you have a kind of a slower computer, I would disable frame limiting to make sure you get the peak frame rate that you're looking for. For speed hacks, unless you guys really have a slow kind of speed and you guys are really the full speed that you want, use your speed hacks. But make sure you use it carefully, because this may break discs. Now, as for ISO file, don't worry about it. It's a file after all. How can it break? You know what I mean? But if you're using a disc, make sure you examine the cycle rate. Make sure you examine the cycle rate. Make sure you don't worry about, and make sure you examine the cycle rate so it won't break the disc or whatnot. But for me, I'm not gonna use speed action. I'm just gonna fix my Windows screen. Let's see, I'm using 1600 by 900, which is my max resolution. Let's use that. Getting back to just one more thing. Just again, if you guys are a little slower, I will disable frame limiting. If you're higher, I would use frame limiter to keep it parallel and keep it, 60 frames a second, so it won't exceed it and go super speed fast. Because that will happen to a lot of users. It happens to me when I just disable frame limiting. So after that, you're pretty much set to go. One last thing for you guys, if I can just get to it, for the CD DVD, you guys can use either one of these. I prefer using this one. I find it pretty good. I enjoy using it. You can just need that. You can set the ISOs and whatnot. Then after that, you just put in your game. You can put in your CD DVD, and you say boot full, and it'll run it straight off your disc. If you put it into your PC. But I'm going to use an ISO. So, one last thing. When you're running, the CD DVD, run it with the plugin. If you're running ISO, select ISO selector. I'm going to browse for mine. And this is my Kingdom Hearts Final Mix English patch, by the way. English patch. I'll see if I can try to get a download link for you guys. I may host it on Mediafire or something like that, so you guys have the Final Mix version. Pretty intense. As for, let's see here. It's about 4 gigabytes, so it's not too bad. It's a fair amount of gigabytes. It's not something that will crash your computer or slow it down if you have it. So you can just do that. I select that system and boot CD. And you see right there, it runs full 60 frames per second, even if I'm running with fraps. So if you guys noticed the last video, it was running slow. Because even though I was running with fraps, and that's because I didn't have the right configurations. See, now I'm running with fraps, and it's on the desktop, and it's still running perfectly. So, and you can see right there, it will not drop. It will not drop at all. These Japanese controls, they're so different. Okay, alright. It's circle to proceed forward. It's circle for okay. I don't know why they won't use X. I mean, I don't know. It's just Japanese crap. I don't know. So you're just going to do that. You're going to play your game, and let's see here. And I'm going to skip this intro because it takes like 5 years to do. And I'm going to skip this as well. I don't want to do this. It's going to take forever. And then you start your game. That's it. That's all you do. Look, 60 frames per second. Doesn't even drop. Perfect speed. It's flying around there. Look at that. Perfect speed. Do that. Just walk around. And you can see right there. You can just check. It does not give past 59. It stays just about 59. Let's see if I can do some gameplay and stuff. Blah blah blah, and asking us for things and crap and all that stuff. Right? I mean, this is just phenomenal because it really is cool to be able to play, this game or any game for that matter on your PC. I just think that's just utter convenience. I think this is absolutely cool. And you can see it really looks cool when you're playing on your PC because you're really getting that HD feel. And another really cool thing about my PC is that it actually does support HDMI, so I can actually hook this up to my TV and play it in HD instead of having to use just a regular composite cables on my PS2, which is also freaking awesome. I'm just gonna let you guys just look at that, and that's pretty much it, guys. Simple stuff. Okay, and now for to give you guys a little more part 2, I guess I'm saying right now. you know it's the exact same video. I'm going to show you guys now how to run it straight off your disk, and you won't have to worry about, you know, the whole fiasco of not knowing what's going on. So basically you go to your config, I'll show you again the config, plugins, go to plugins. Don't have to worry about the BIOS, just make sure you have all those specifications, you know, make sure it's all right. Even though I can run Japanese games off USA, but that's besides the point. Just go to plugins. You need to go to your CD DVD, and you want to make sure you select that. You want to use your CD DVD because it runs ISO and CD. For some reason, it seems to just run ISO files, so I just stick to this. Seems to work best. And I'm just gonna get myself a disc real quick and show you guys and prove to you guys this does indeed work. So grab a disc from my video library of mine. Insert the disc inside, and then after that, CD DVD. Make sure you select plugin. So you select to the plugin. So this runs it straight off the disc. You're going to go to reboot C DVD full, press yes, and and that's pretty much it, and that kicks a lot of butt. One last thing, before I end this very, very long tutorial, I think it's absolutely essential for you guys to know this. I'm just going to do this real quick. This is just this real quick stuff. That has nothing to do with you guys. Don't have to worry about that at all. Get some arcade going here.
Welcome to the King of the Iron Fist Tournament. Kazuya Mishima.
Oh, and one last thing. I don't know exactly why it scales up this way, which is all like, you know, the how you guys see certain bars in the screen. I don't know if you guys can see that here. I'm guessing. So, you don't have to worry about that. But the point is that it does work. It's all 60 frames per second. It's not dip.
Fight.
Except for then. Anyway, it's not dip at all. Like, it's pretty much good. Like, you know, it's really fun. Just play your own games in the computer, man. The only game winning was for the Xbox, and that would be kind of cool.
You win.
But fortunately, they don't really have a stable Xbox version, and the one they do have is complete garbage. So
Round 1.
PS2 was better anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
You win. Round 2. Fight.
it's worth 60 frames per second. And, you know, it's some great stuff. And just to give you guys another bonus, just to let you guys further realize that you guys are well more than capable of playing this in 60 frames per second. Without any dips or problems, I will do this. You guys give me one quick second. I will run some Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3 to further prove that this does work. And this is one I tried earlier today, and it works even better. Oh my goodness. Perfect. 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 I was so amazed at how phenomenal speed and everything was. Especially, just to let you guys know, once again, before I do have a port adapter I have for my PS2, so I can run it straight off my PlayStation 2 controller, so it makes it even more authentic. I basically turned my PC into a PS2, so to speak, which is pretty awesome. So emulation is probably the best way to go, and the best way to save money. So I can just buy it. I don't even have to have a PS2. You know what I mean? Just download this free app, get yourself a couple games, and you basically got it for free, in the sense that you have to pay for a console. Now, if they had one for the PS3, that would really be amazing.
What's going on? What are you? I'm your friend!
And enough of that, you guys want to see some gameplay, so I'm going to get to let you know that this does work. It's a great game, by the way. I really recommend this game. It's really awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. Came out about 4 years ago in 08. It's a pretty good game. Let's do some training, I guess.
Oh, thanks for coming. Let's practice the basic conditions. I'm gonna win!
I want to kill symbolic here, goes to the final valley.
Let's get your training. I won't go.
Oh, you swear, Naruto.
Burn out! This is the end. Chidori! I'm more special than you!
Sure, you're gonna do something. Random buttons, I don't even know what I'm doing. guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You guys are going to have a lot of fun reminiscing over all your favorite PS2 games straight off your freaking PC. This system, this is the best emulator to date. Like I said in my other video, this emulator is absolutely awesome and should be used by every single PC, PlayStation, or emulator enthusiast. This 5is96 signing out, and I'll catch you guys later. See you guys later, guys. Alright.